Hi everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're making easy apple pie filling. This is a great one to make ahead, so if you're anticipating a busy holiday season, you can definitely get this out of the way. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's get started. First up, let's take a look at the apples. You'll need about 8 or 9 apples. It's around 3 pounds. And I have kind of an assortment here. Mostly I use Granny Smith. That's my favorite apple for apple pie. Just for a little depth of flavor and texture, I'm gonna throw in an Envy apple, which is a sweeter apple. I think that balances really nice with the Granny Smith. I also have a Golden Delicious here. I just happen to have it, so I can throw that one in. That one's also sweeter, also milder. And then I have a Macintosh here, which is another just to throw in a little different texture, different flavor. Now, let's peel the apples. This is the most amazing apple peeler. I got it several years ago, and although I have tried many that either suction to your countertop or attach on here, they were always a pain to work with. As I think one of you commented, I think it was Mary, I'm not sure, she said, I have an apple peeler, but it takes a brain surgeon to operate it. So I love that. This one definitely anyone can operate. It's very easy. This leg folds out, then you just set it on your cutting board or your countertop. You hold it with your hand to stabilize it, and then just roll it here to peel and slice and core the apple, and I'll show you that. And the brand is PL and then the number 8, Progressive International, and it's an apple peeler core slicer. All right, so let's set this up so you can see how it works. We'll just take our apple. These prongs here, you just slide the apple on, kind of in the center, as best you can. Then turn this, and that's going to core it, peel it, and slice it. It takes all the work out of apple pie. I'm just completely obsessed. This is my favorite kitchen gadget. Now we'll just slice those in half. And look at these great apple slices that we have. They're just right and ready for apple pie. Okay, let's do a few more. All right, next step, we have 3/4 cup light brown sugar. If you really prefer white sugar, you can use that. Next is 1/4 cup all-purpose flour. Or you can also use a gluten-free flour blend, that'll work. Next is 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt. Always want some salt in there to balance out the sweet. Next is 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. And you can use more than that. I know people are very particular about how much spice is in their apple pie. Some like it with a lot, some like it with just a little. So that's up to you. 1/2 teaspoon is not much at all. I've used even up to a tablespoon, so. And I still think it's delicious. Next is just a pinch of nutmeg. And if you hate nutmeg, as I know some people do, yes, they hate it. You can leave it out. I think it's got a great flavor. All right, that's all of our dry ingredients, so we'll just give this a stir. Now we can add our apples. Next is 1 teaspoon vanilla. Next is about 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. And finally, I am gonna add about 1/4 cup water. That helps everything just kind of mix together. If you're using a really, really juicy apple, you may not need the water. Now we'll turn the heat to about medium and just give these apples a good stir. Kind of toss the apples with all the filling mixture as best you can. You can use a bigger pot if you like. Sweet doggy's over there sleeping today. I think she's tired. In addition to just having something done for the holidays and out of the way, cooking your apples before putting them in your pie crust can actually have other benefits. One is if you are familiar with the crust gap, which is when your apples cook down and your crust stays in place, and so you end up having this big gap between your crust and your apples. Pre-cooking the apples can prevent that because they've already cooked down. When you put your raw crust on it and they bake, they don't move, so they stay right there together. Another benefit of pre-cooking the apples, or partially pre-cooking the apples, is because when they heat gradually like this, they'll start to release their pectin, which is a natural thickener in fruit, and that can help prevent apples from getting mushy. A third benefit of partially pre-cooking the apples like we're doing here is that your apples and your crust will be done at about the same time. Sometimes if you're making apple pie, and in order to get your apples soft enough, you have to leave it in for a long time, and what happens is your top crust will get burnt. So this helps with that problem too. And the next ingredient we're gonna add is about a 1/4 cup of butter. This is unsalted butter since we've already added salt. You could, of course, use salted butter and leave out the salt. We're just gonna throw these cubes in, and this butter adds some really great richness to the pie. It's really starting to smell good over here. Now we'll just let this cook while stirring fairly often. All right, the apples are done, so we'll take them off the stove. These look great. Now, as far as tenderness, they're not even fork tender yet, but remember, they're gonna go in an apple pie and cook for, 50 to 60 minutes. So they have a long way to cook. Now, why don't we give these a taste, huh? It's gonna be hot. I love it. It's not too sweet. Got great balance of flavor. Really, really delicious. All right, let's talk about next steps. First, you'll want to let this cool completely. Then you can store it in a Pyrex in the freezer, or you can use a freezer bag if you want something flat to put in your freezer. If you use the freezer bag, just squeeze out as much air as possible. Then that can go in the freezer for 3 to 4 months. When you're ready to use it for an apple pie, you'll pull that out, put it in the refrigerator, and let it thaw overnight. Then you can fit it into your pie plate with your pie crust, add the top crust, and it's ready to go in the oven. If you'd like a full tutorial on all my secrets to the best apple pie, check out my video, Secrets to the Best Apple Pie. That'll give you a step-by-step instructions, including this filling, also the crust, how to make a lattice top crust, and just give you lots of tips and tricks along the way. Thanks so much for joining us on Marie's Kitchen. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. It means so much to me and also to YouTube. That's how they decide if my channel is worth anything. So give it a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. I've got lots more videos coming up with easy recipes just like this, and I don't want you to miss any of them. Also, if you have a Facebook page or a Reddit group or just a book club or a group of friends that loves to bake, if you could share my videos with them or on your page, that would mean so much to me. I'd love to meet your friends, and I love connecting with people who love to bake or are interested in learning. For this recipe and more, head over to my website, mariesaba.com. There you can go and print out this recipe and all my recipes. And if you like, put them in a notebook and make your very own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for free. My goal is to give you some really easy recipes that turn out great every time, so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel really inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours, thank you.